Hello, welcome back.
Welcome back, we're back! But we're not back actually, we're here for the first time at Huntsman 1849 as we like to know it.
Yes, I thought the more astute viewer might notice we're not in Shepherd's Bush
Well,
right
I don't
now.
know, we could have given the place a makeover, we have the Edwardian bar.
But we're here with the head cutter.
Head cutter, and we have the tailor's dummies up there.
I think the head cutter might be slightly more important.
No,
we
he's
have
a creative director, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, well
and
both,
head cutter,
everything. Mr. Campbell Carey, thank you very much
Thank you very much, Mr. Campbell Carey.
You're very kind for having us. And thank you for staying behind when all your colleagues have left.
This is a treat more than work, actually.
I suppose it is. It might be.
Yes, I mean it certainly is for us.
But so, what are we doing? We're going to be smoking, and we're going to be smoking none other than a cigar.
The year of the tiger.
It is the year of the tiger.
A great record, the eye of the tiger.
Which we'll have to dub over this.
The eye of the tiger.
Eye of the tiger.
The eye of the tiger.
So I have the box here.
Now, the box is amazing. It makes a tiger noise when you open it.
So you've got an envelope. Should I really be opening this?
Yeah, of course. We've got to see what the instructions are.
I don't know. I don't want to rip it because,
come on.
What if I want to sell it afterwards?
Will it be more valuable having it paid on the television program?
There's something. So look, it's going to tell us something in here that we don't already know.
Well, I mean, we better get to it soon, otherwise we'll run out of film.
Well, we can always cut this bit out.
Run out of film. Come on, so let me do this.
No. You got to do it gently. You can't be too.
Like a tiger.
There we go. All right. Okay, that's brilliant. Very good.
Let me read the instructions. You prepare the cigar. Powerful and dynamic, with senses sharpened by their awareness of their surroundings. Well, we're very sharp and we're very aware of our surroundings.
So you yourself...
The tiger is ready to seize an opportunity.
Okay, most opportunities.
The energy and the dynamism to do so, and the determination. No verbs in that sentence. The tiger will choose a direction, make a decision, and there will be that.
That's so good.
Who wrote
Magnetic.
This? Did you write this, Max?
Yeah. One of my finer accomplishments.
They will not backtrack or regret. A tiger does not turn round. A tiger does not turn round.
Never does.
David Attenborough.
I've never seen one.
They are strong of spirit and will, but this confidence inspires trust in others. Their openness makes them, for all their prowess, approachable. Decision single-mindedly on behalf of others. Born leaders. Limited.
Okay, I think that's enough of that rubbish. We've had enough. We don't need any more. No, well, how much is there left?
As if looking in the mirror, recognise the majesty of a great cigar. I want to have that translated into Latin and used as the motto on my coat of arms.
I want this put on my tombstone.
You have a cutter, Campbell?
No, I do not.
Do you have a cutter, Max?
No. Do you have one? Oh, actually, I do it somewhere.
Where?
And so you're a cigar smoker yourself. You come into Davidoff. I've seen you on a few occasions.
Look at that. It looks like a penitent from an Easter parade in Marbella.
And you are a fan of the Davidoff, the Nicaragua Short Corona, yeah. So a very good cigar as well. This one is lighter.
Is that sufficient?
That's more than sufficient.
There you go.
It's a lighter cigar, I've noticed. I'd say, I've had it once already, and I'd say it's light to medium in strength, whereas your Nicaraguan's probably more medium.
And the Nicaraguan is a hell of a smoke machine, isn't it, as well?
A smoke machine.
Is the stripy wrapper?
Yes.
Yes, this is so. What they've done, I think they've stripped veins from other leaves and laid them on the wrapper during the fermentation process.
Veins from a tiger?
Yeah.
No tigers were harmed during the making of this cigar.
But it is to mimic the fur of El Tigre. We're very excited. No, I've got my plastic cutter. The contents.
Well, it's an Ecuadorian wrapper, isn't it?
Ecuadorian Connecticutian.
Isn't Ecuador always permanently cloudy? That's why they don't need to have the
tarpaulins, whatever they call it.
The tarpaulins.
The duvets.
The muslin sheets.
No. The bed sheets. And then the filler leaves. They are Dominican hybrids of varying numbers, 254 and 257 and 259.
It's like a.
You've got some Pilote Ligero,
and you've got some Vicente,
Seco binder, and you've got the Vicente. You've got everything in here, more than you could ask for, really. And I'm very excited to smoke it once again.
The box didn't make a tiger noise. That's really irritating.
I know, it's very disappointing. I might have to use I think we've only got one lighter in between three of us.
What is this?
So incredibly well prepared.
Oh.
Wow. They're going to go. That's brilliant. And this is what your Cartier lighter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How exciting. Please,
Viewer,
please.
the Cartier lighter, very, very agreeable item indeed.
You might have to explain. I'm not entirely sure how it works myself. I think you like flip the top.
I've only lit.
How does it work?
Very cleverly, I've only lit sort of about a third of the end of my
Oh,
cigar.
there we go. There we go. There we go. I love it. The one lighter to light them all.
Oh, it's like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you're done. 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 Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it. There we go.
Thank you.
All right. So, I remember enjoying it. I thought the first third, or maybe a little over, was sweet, smooth, not terribly
Is
exciting.
this what tiger is supposed to taste like? It's sort of like a steak.
This is what tiger tastes like. It's infused with tiger blood, if I'm not mistaken.
I sincerely hope not.
Thank you very much.
And
then
there was also was it not? There was not a breakfast cereal. Frosties with a tiger, I think, as well. I don't think that was necessarily targeted at the lunar calendar of the Chinese astrology and zodiac, was it? Though.
I'm not too sure it was.
Okay. Top up.
Of course, of course, of course. And so, this is the smallest of the Zodiac editions from Davidoff, 52 ring gauge, 5 inches long.
With a hell of a point on it.
Great point. So it's supposed to mimic a tiger's tooth or claw.
No.
I hope so.
It could take your eye out. I mean, that's a point. It's good light, isn't it?
Beautiful.
They
I
did
think-
a nice job at Cartier. They got the weight through that. Like, if you threw that at a tiger at 50
Might I
paces,
do
it
so?
would knock it out.
Thank you very much.
If you're charged by, I mean, that's what they say to you in the shop. Because they have a panther, I think, at Cartier. But if you're charged if you're being charged by a starving tiger, all you got to do is fumble in your pocket, take out your lighter, and throw it. And if you hit it anywhere on the head, it just falls unconscious.
Or just show it.
Just
Yeah, just show it.
Show the lighter to
And then light it, and then it immediately becomes a very docile cigar and asks for a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Frosted cereal, breakfast cereals.
So this is maybe not my type of ring gauge, not your type of ring gauge, is it? But it feels quite comfortable because of the tapered heads, because it's a
I don't mind the ring
figurado.
gauge, actually. That must be the
I know, but this is a 52. This is the same size as Siglo 6. This is your ring gauge of choice, really.
Yes, but we ought to do some serious research one day as to how the flavour is concentrated with the Perfecto.
Well, I've cut mine a little less than both yours.
I mean, it's very hard because you can't then take my palate and.
This is the thing. Maybe I already have your palate though, being your son and you being my father.
So how does it taste to you? Do you get a single hot spot, or do you get?
I've never noticed the difference. In all honesty, maybe it's just me being an amateur or not quite old enough or not experienced enough. But I've never really. Have you noticed it? Have you ever cut your cigar in different manners? So straight cut, punch cut. You do V cut, right?
You like the V cut, yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think that opens it up a bit, makes the draw a little easier, or
Yeah, easier draw
yeah,
on the shorter ones.
yeah.
Which is important to.
But you know, this is very good smoking inside of Huntsman. We like it a lot.
Henry Huntsman would be turning in his grave right now with all the cigar smoke around his cigars.
No, this is the Victorian era. They smoked cigars virtually non-stop, and they would have been familiar with this size.
Please tell us the story about what is in the cabinet
Those
over
are
there.
Henry Huntsman's own breeches from I think the late 1800s, probably 1890s maybe.
It's a proper thing.
They were found in a dress-up box in Zimbabwe.
That is amazing. That is amazing.
For dress-up by one of his descendants.
And that's why you were saying the waist is so small, because they were taken in for a child.
Taken for a child. So
It's a proper thing.
To the longevity and hard wearing.
It is.
That's also a sort of garment that you would take some pounding. It's like sort of having Huntsman make your kind of overalls for mending your car.
You couldn't get that corduroy anymore. It's seriously heavy.
I love that kind of land army stuff. And then you've got, is it Eric Clapton shooting suits?
That's it. Yep.
I mean, that's fantastic.
Viewer, you'll be viewing all of these whilst we speak.
Yes, yes. And then there's the Huntsman Memorial wallpaper. And the Huntsman Edwardian bar.
You've
with
got
pianola and bar games. And,
the bar games, the dartboard whiskey drinking competition.
And
which
actually,
is
there's my suit. Now, tell us, you seem to believe, and I mean, you'd be one who'd been knowing more than me, that the three-piece suit is far from dead.
Far from dead.
I mean, look at us both. First of all, let us say we are both, Max and I'm wearing a Huntsman suit of 20. Hang on a second. What's it tell me? Max, can you read this?
What does that say, Campbell?
99.
Well, it's 23 years ago.
That was the year Freddie was born.
It's wearing in nicely.
Just bedding in now.
It's just wearing in quite well.
And I've got my Hawks. I've got my 64 Hawks.
1964 Hawks.
Yeah.
That was the year I was born, 1964.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It was.
So there's one for the year Freddie was born, one for the year I was born. So Campbell, it must make sense that you're wearing something from the year Max was born.
Yeah.
It was
96.
96. No, but what are you wearing? You're wearing a
This tweed's only a couple of months old, actually.
But it's a reissue of one that I remember, and I have the original in the black and the blue with the grey field.
This was from the year 2000, right?
Yep, the millennium.
Version, yep. We've rerun this and it's sold out.
But mine has less of a nap on it. Yours is a more comfortable, more of a sort of cosy cardigan feel to it.
Slightly softer, yeah.
Much softer.
Yeah. I'm lighter in weight as well. So comfortable.
It looks great.
Thank you.
No, it was the first thing's compliment when we came in.
Well, let us not forget that we are here for the viewer to apprise them of the latest developments in the tobacco and cigar world.
Yeah. Combinations is the best. But
we should really do a whole issue. We should do a whole series on what to wear while smoking a certain cigar.
I think we should. We're
wearing three-piece suits today, and you're wearing tweed. So how does it
that's
taste?
appropriate.
Does it taste differently when you're wearing tweed? I wonder.
Yeah.
Well, this is something we'll have to experiment with. What are your first impressions? Very easy draw, almost a little too easy for me.
No, impeccably made. You're just used to having to work a little too hard. I mean, nice ash.
Very nice ash.
What do you think, Campbell? What do you think?
Not just, yeah, it's smooth, but there's a little something, little maybe I wouldn't say pepper, but something, maybe salt. It's smooth.
Across the middle of the palate, maybe. Do you find that?
I find it more on the sides of my tongue.
That's very Dominican. That's very Dominican. That on the sides, yes.
So I've noticed that.
Piloto, isn't it? Piloto, is that Piloto?
The Piloto, yeah.
See, I've not forgotten everything.
The Piloto, the 2, 5, 4, or 7, or 9, or the hybrid.
The hybrid.
The hybrid Ecuador, Connecticut wrapper is really playing its role here. Incredible draw, very good smoke production.
The level of smoke production is something unrivaled since Bonfire Night, probably.
I remember this cigar picking up a bit in strength as you reach halfway. I would say it's light to medium and will become more medium as you continue.
Shall we give the viewer or ourselves a rest while we consume the other bit?
And we will report back.
We'll report back. Here's the Colin Hammock room. Yes. The man himself. And the wall. Finally got him in some pictures. Oh yes, look
Rig thin. It's got 26 cigarettes a day good for you, for a waistline.
Fantastic. The Master of Foulkes Sons annual dinner. Look, the Prince of Wales. the Kingsman drawing room. All the versions. Oh, nice. And
choices. Tweed.
This was the suit that was, do you remember Mr. Pexfield?
Oh, fantastic.
Was it herringbone?
Yeah.
Look, isn't that fantastic?
Nice, it's nice and mild to it as well. Which is
Gregory Peck. Is Freddie around? 30 years ago.
yeah, I remember as a small
Just a standard.
That's the Huntsman tartan. So that's
Are they both Huntsman tartans?
no, just
Back on.
cool.
Sure.
Well, I'm on the pouch.
Do you have them here? Yeah.
Of course he does, he doesn't miss it.
Very much.
Yeah, you two off upstairs.
That must have been brilliant. Well, if you go on holiday for 2 weeks and come back and pick up a pair of shears, the muscle memory goes even 2 weeks off.
Really?
Yeah. And for the tailors who are sewing, it's exactly.
How interesting.
And in terms of we're back as if we'd never been away.
Yeah, I had a nap. What did you do?
I had a nap. Campbell designed a new collection.
Yeah.
I read a couple of books.
Yeah.
Freddie did a couple of rounds of boxing with Dario's great uncle.
I had a couple of cigars in between. Yeah, the boxing, that's brilliant. They were talking about that with Mr. Alfred, our dear friend Kirby Allison,
Yes.
who was here not all too long ago.
Our dear friend Gavin, he's coming back soon, isn't he?
Yes.
coming back soon?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a secret, but
It's a secret.
it's always a secret. It's always a secret.
But you were saying that you had my old friend, I call him my old friend, but only because I got the last interview with him, Hubert de Givenchy used to come by.
That's right, yes. And many a garment here. And a lot of people like him who were, choice, they could have had clothes made in anywhere, but they chose Huntsman as their tailor. So it's quite special when you realise that the people in the fashion industry who've graced these
These hallowed halls.
Hallowed
That was
halls.
once
Coco Chanel.
sort of
Coco Chanel, yeah, we like
It was a
that.
sanitarium before it was a tailor shop in the 1800s, which makes sense.
and then you had Agnelli used to come in,
Agnelli,
and my favourite, Gregory Peck,
he had 160 plus garments made here over the years.
Not enough.
including the coat worn in The Omen,
That's right, downstairs.
which you have.
I saw that. Yes,
I
yes.
really want that. It's a sort of. It's a. How would you describe it? It's a moss. It's a moss ground with an electric blue, Klein blue overcheck almost, and a really vivid green.
Vivid
isn't it?
green, yeah.
And you've had. It's been impossible for you to
We
replicate
can't
that.
get the yarns for the overcheck because they are so vivid.
I mean,
Amazing.
and if Huntsman can't do it,
Don't think anyone can.
Yeah.
That's quite something.
And it looks brand new, it looks like it's never been worn.
Yeah. It is a proper thing.
and then you also. What else did we see down there of his? We saw. A tweed suit that you've had replicated. Was that also the one that I have? The
The grey and the red.
yes.
Yep.
That's modelled on that. Yes.
Yep, same check, just a different coloration. Woven up in Elgin, George's of Elgin.
And that's a beautiful fabric. And that's a heavy suit.
Yeah, 22 ounce.
22 ounce.
Proper,
I wear it in Switzerland for the judging of the Grand Prix de Genève.
proper tweed.
Yes, I seem to wear a lot of Huntsman tweed in Geneva. They seem to like it. It goes down very well.
I think it goes down very well everywhere, doesn't it? But
I
especially
like to think
Geneva.
so.
I think you go down quite well in Geneva as well, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Monsieur. I was
Monsieur Foulkes.
Monsieur Foulkes, and they would come up and
Foulkes.
take my photograph.
Yeah, they love it.
They stop me on the street and congratulate me.
I'm very
As
proud
Hayek,
of you.
as Mr. Hayek once said to me, I am better known and better loved than the President of Switzerland. People cross the road to talk to me.
Without looking as well. Whenever you're in town, road deaths go up drastically, you know.
Like, you read that novel Zuleika Dobson by Max Beerbohm?
I think I read it when I was 4.5, 5.
Yes, well anyway, it's about all these men committing suicide for love of Zuleika Dobson.
Oh yeah, I vividly
Great
remember
novel
that.
of the
Yeah,
aesthetic era.
yeah.
And,
Probably why I am
and
how
the
I
way
am
you
now.
are, yes, and when I went back to Oxford with Freddie.
Yeah, welcome back, sir.
Freddie-
Welcome back, sir.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's a bit like that. People like lemmings dashing, and they seem on the other side of the lake. They will charge heedlessly into the lake and then drown.
Now, is this because of the huntsman you wear, or is it
Especially
because
if you're in 22-ounce
Yeah.
Huntsman tweed that you then immerse in Lake Geneva.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't stand a chance.
it's impossible? It's impossible.
You do not stand a chance. When are they going to do inflatable tweed suits, I wonder? Soon.
Hawks invented the,
Inflatable waistcoat with pocket for brandy holder.
that's it.
Really? When was this?
Jacket.
1900, and it was in time for someone actually was torpedoed and got saved wearing it, I think.
No.
I believe so, or maybe not.
That's
maybe
great.
I'm making that up.
But
it
is
was
it-
around
is
that
it-
time of the First World War.
It's kind of like the story of Leica coming back to Earth alive, you know,
Except he didn't.
and having puppies, and you know,
Living happily ever after with in
You know.
the Star City or whatever it is, where they sent
Yeah.
them off from.
So what do we think about
Maybe
this?
with gambling in the steppe with Yuri Gagarin.
Ah, my dear friends,
Yes, his
Mr.
daughter-
Gagarin.
I think his daughter runs the Hermitage Museum and runs the Kremlin Museum in Moscow, I think, or the Hermitage.
The first man in space, but not the first on the moon, no. The first in space.
First in pigs. Anyway, Max,
Pigs
smoke
in
your
space.
cigar. Give us some observations. You're
I
the
have
expert.
noticed that it's become
Docile,
smoother.
docile.
Yeah,
It's like the tiger.
we've tamed it.
It's like the tiger has come towards you and you've looked it in the eye, and it's gradually acquiesced to one's strength of character.
And it's nodded at your Cartier lighter and
Facility,
appreciates.
It's,
You know.
it's as if the cigar, mimicking the tiger, has said, "I will be your friend."
And that's what it's done. That's exactly what it's done, and it's.
What do you think? It's about right.
Don't you think?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You like it, don't you?
Couldn't have said it any
And I
better.
tell you, you could cut yourself a new You could cut bread with that starched cuff of yours. God, they could do some mischief there.
Smoother, sweeter, a little bit stronger, but not by much.
Because it's got a real, almost like a slight cinnamon toasting flavour to it.
Yes, and I noticed raisins earlier on, but that's since subsided.
Raisins or sultanas?
This is something that I will leave up to you to decide.
Maybe we should leave that for the viewer to write in.
Yes.
They taste it themselves.
Raisins or sultanas.
On a postcard.
Yeah, and but
Or via the electronic wonders of the internet.
Her Majesty's internet.
Her Majesty's internet.
Perfect construction, lovely looking ash.
Perfect cigar.
A good cigar. We were talking about it earlier, and whether you would have a Siglo 6 over this, and I'm sure you would. But that again is a bit of a lottery, and you know every time with a Davidoff that it will be nothing but excellence. At least with regards to construction.
It'll start. I've never had one of these that's failed to proceed. I mean, it's probably the sort of most dependable thing in my life is a Davidoff cigar.
Yeah,
I would say I can't think of anything more dependable.
And your Nicaraguans, they've always been the same, have they? Each time. Yeah,
time.
good. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Well, it's proper. I mean, they're so rigorous with their process. I mean, it's a proper thing. But
And one more thing, the Huntsman has always been the great friend of tobacco, hasn't it? I believe Colin Hammack insisted on all his apprentices smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day. How many do you smoke? 63 cigarettes a day.
His cutting board downstairs is in our kitchen, and it's lit. It's pockmarked with all the cigarettes he used to leave.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How brilliant.
Marks on his cigarettes.
It's like that piano I once came across in Paris that had all the burn marks from Serge Gainsbourg's cigarettes. It was at that nightclub, not...
Stuff like that's great.
Yeah, anyway. Whatever. Look, we're still fighting the virus one corona at a time, although I think we might even be winning that fight at the moment.
Yeah,
touch wood. Let us touch wood.
And Mr. Carey, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you ever so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
It's been a real pleasure to be welcomed into the weight of tradition. We can feel it upon our shoulders.
I can. It's burdening me, more so than my necklaces. Thank you very much.
Thank you, good night.
See you soon.